Quick Y3 video with Verso. I changed up the chassis on this one so it is a little bit different, but we'll go over all the parts and things. Right now, static pommel is on, vented pommel is there, so it will be very, very quiet, but I'll change those out when we go to the demo section. And then the static emitter is actually probably not going to be needed anymore, so you'll be able to put it in a drawer off to the side, and you won't need to worry about where that is, because I do have a blade plug included that gives a little bit of shine through. We'll go through tear down, and then we'll drop a blade in and do a little bit of a demo just to show the fonts on the Verso and the current blade setup. So without further ado, overall, if you want to expose the chassis and be able to get to the Verso, and this is going to be, you know, kind of just the regular user access. Slide that off, and there's your Verso right here. You'll basically be able to reach and use a finger, pop the Verso's spring clip SD card there. It'll pop it up a little bit, and then use some tweezers on the side to pull it out. I can actually get it back in with my finger. It takes a little bit of practice, but if not, the tweezers will also work. That'll allow you to get to anything on the Verso itself, programming, config, etc., etc. We have on the back end 22 mil speaker, underneath a 1.3 mil recharge port, 18650 battery, and then up in here we've got a stock V2 Eco, I believe it was, that we ended up putting in here. But that is basically the teardown for standard user access. If you do need to get to other parts of the chassis, it is still also fairly simple and easy. I've got big fingers, so I'm going to use a pair of needle nose pliers here. I just grab the switch plate. It's on with magnets. We pull it off, lay it to the side. You'll reveal the screw on the control box. Allen key works. I just have a little screwdriver set handy. Can lay that aside. That'll reveal then the two switches and the chassis set screw. The chassis set screw, I guess the easiest way to explain it is slide the chassis in, tighten it down all the way, and then back it off about a half a turn. That means that the sleeve, if you tighten it down all the way, it does push the chassis a little bit towards the other side, and then makes the lower halves a lot harder to get on. But if you back it off about that half to maybe even a quarter turn, you'll be able to get the chassis to slide up and down through the lower part of the handle here fairly easily. But about 2 turns, backs it off, and you can remove it. 2 switches, there's the battery, recharges we already showed, and then there's the Eco. As I showed, slide it back in. You'll see the switches show up in the windows. And the way I've got the set screw hole, I've kind of tapered the edge just a little bit, so that set screw should actually, fairly much for the most part, seat itself. You do obviously have to have it for the, you know, in the right place. So there you go. That's down to about finger tight, and then I'm going to back it off. Maybe it is about a full turn, but the chassis is still solid. And the sleeve goes on very simply. On the lower side, and you'll get in your package a couple of extras of these because they are simple and easy to lose. Little 1.3 mil recharge port kill key. Pull it out.
Much to learn, you still have.
And the board boots. Obviously, I don't have the switch plate on, so I can't turn the board on just in this moment. There is the actual blade plug. If you pull back a little bit, it will slide out, and then you'll be able to put a blade in. I'm going to put it all back together with the vented pommel, and we'll come back and give a quick demo of the actual blade styles and the fonts. Did a little bit of quote customization on all of the fonts. So we'll see you in a second. All right, we're back. I've got a full-length blade in, so the demo is going to be a little different than some of the ones I do with my little short demo foot-long blades. But I want to show this one because this is the KR Pixel Strip 3/4 inch cut down to be a Yoda length blade. It looks absolutely amazing in person. I'm sure because of how bright it is, it's probably going to drown the camera's light settings out and kind of maybe mess up the video a little bit, but we'll get through it. It's, you know, green and some other colors, of course. It's got to be green, it's Yoda. So we'll show some of the fonts. This first one is, I believe, Little Green Master.
Much to learn, you still have.
So the board came out of deep sleep. Slight flicker, solid green blade. Trying to keep this on camera and cause a clash. There we go. And the lockup is actually localized. Go to our next font.
In grave danger, you are.
So basically all the default fonts, I've put a Yoda quote in as the boot and the font sounds. So they won't have the default Verso sounds. And the other one that's on here will be K-Sith's Grandmaster. Which, actually I believe the last font was K-Sith's Grandmaster. This is one of the defaults. And again, a lot of the default blade colors, but you've got the Verso. And I double jumped. But there's a number of blade styles in here. I'll do them here. So there's the flicker, a little bit heavier of a flicker. Static, so no flicker. An unstable. Fire. And I think we're back to the flicker. Yep, and then there's the rainbow. And I've switched through the fonts. So you can hear all the hums. That should be Little Green Master. Grandmaster. And then this should be the default. Go to the next one.
Lies, deceit, creating mistrust are his ways now.
This one's kind of got a yellow gold color to it.
If so powerful you are, why leave?
This is the default fire one.
Much to learn, you still have.
This is definitely the Little Green Master. Little Green Friend, sorry.
Master Yoda.
And then this is most definitely K-Sith's Grandmaster. But as you can tell, with the vented pommel on, it has got a pretty good volume to it. For being such a small saber with a 22, it's going to actually, to me, feels like it's got a bigger speaker in it. But it's just the way the hilt is. That vented pommel does work really, really well. And the Verso's got a really good output on this speaker, so I think you'll enjoy it. But if there's any thoughts, let me know. And for those who don't own this one, if you're interested and have a hilt looking for an install, by all means, hit me up on my Facebook page, 5280 Concepts. Thanks. Bye.